What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Leroy. So back here again for another video. Today we have a video uploaded by Jubilee. This is I'm a drug addict. Ask me anything. No, not me, but the guy in the video, or the individual in the video, is apparently a drug addict. Hopefully past drug addict, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Not currently a drug addict. Like, hopefully he's sober now. I would hope. Anyways, interesting video title by Jubilee, and let's just see what they're gonna ask him, and hopefully we can learn something. This shall be a very educational, informational type of video, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, before we get into it, you all should let me know down below in the comments, how's your day? Did it involve any drugs? Hopefully not. Anyway, but no, like how's your day? Hopefully it was pretty good. But if it wasn't, hopefully somehow, some way you get something from this and it makes it better, you know what I'm saying? By means of expression and not relying on like any type of pills or substance. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe, man. We're so close to getting 1,000 subscribers. We're at 905. We were at like 800 like just 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, and then before that, like a week and a half ago before that week, it was 7. We've been growing a lot within the last couple days now, or weeks. So anyways, if you haven't already, go ahead, subscribe. 1K but by summertime was the goal, you know what I'm saying? Summertime is pretty much upon us now. We're still so extremely close to hitting 1,000. If you haven't already, please join me. Join us. Join the family, the squad, the gang, whatever you want to call it. Join us, the army, because we will soon be taking over this platform. And once we get started, no one's going to stop us. Let's get it, man. Let's go. Whoa, what is this? Jubilee does close.
Is someone addicted to hard drugs? What would you ask?
I would ask, me personally, okay? You know what I'm saying? He phrased it in a way it was like, you know, he's asking me. Sure, you all can also answer as well. But I would say, what was it? What was the first time, or like what incident allowed you to become like, allowed you to explore this avenue? You know what I'm saying? But I'll word it some way like that. Like, when was your first time, and why did you do it? You know what I'm saying? Because consciously, you have to be aware to some degree that, like, I would think that, like, there's a potential possibility you may get hooked on this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's always been my thought. That's why there's a lot of things I do and don't do. You know what I'm saying? Not drugs wise. Like, drugs, I don't do drugs. Hey, kids, no drugs, stay in school. Books, not weed or drugs or something like that. Wasn't there a phrasing? I don't know. Shut up. All right, let's see.
I'm Chad. Nice to meet you.
Right on, I'm Riggy Mars.
Riggy Mars. Rapper.
What drug or drugs are you addicted to?
Opiates, but
Okay.
whatever you got.
Did you start off?
He said opiates, but he said whatever you got. So he's saying he's done it all.
something small like marijuana,
Right.
or
It started for me just like already feeling really nervous and like I don't fit in, mixed with a little bit of peer pressure. Come on, man, like it'll relax you.
Peer
like,
pressure.
Get this. And like my curiosity, I picked it up.
and you started off in like high school.
8th grade, I'd say.
Dang,
like
middle
my
school.
sophomore year is like when my parents first put me in rehab.
Wow. I know someone. I don't know him personally, but I know of someone who's had somewhat of a similar experience. It's crazy, man. See, this is why, not to act all high and mighty, because, you know what I'm saying, I'm not the best person either. Like, when it comes to like I'm again, let me be honest. I don't do drugs. Never done any type of drugs, anything like that. I don't do drugs. I don't drink, none of that. I'm straight edge. I'm clean. You know what I'm saying? But like, my whole thing is that I don't need it, and I don't want to become dependent on it. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that, drugs, weed, alcohol, none of that stuff. I don't need it. Never had a need for it. It's been offered to me on a couple occasions, and every time I've been able to say no. Like, it was never really a moment where I had to like, you know what? My life kind of sucks right now. I just want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's me personally. I've never had that. I can't speak for everyone else. I'm curious about a lot of things, yeah, but that's just one area where I was like, my curiosity, it like ends. It's like, I don't care. I don't need it. I've seen it mess up people. I've seen people be on the high and mighty path and have a good thing going for them and mess it up with some drugs or alcohol or alcoholism or anything like that. So it's like, me personally, I never had a need for it or a want for it at all. You know what I'm saying? I just have it that blocked off in my head to where it's never even occurred to me, like, let me actually try any of that. You know what I'm saying? Just me personally. You know what I'm saying? So I've even and there, like I said, there've been moments where it's like it's been offered to me by peers and people around me. I've always just been able to say like no. Like I don't mind telling people no, and that's a skill I feel like more people should learn, is the art of saying no. You're not saying no because you're being mean. Well, not just in this instance, but like just saying no more often throughout the day. Because you're not being mean when you say no. You're setting boundaries, and you're also establishing that you don't want to do something. Therefore, you don't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I think more people should realize the power of saying no. But anyways, not just in this scenario, but just in certain scenarios in life. But all right, let's continue.
So I was 15.
How old are you?
I'm 35.
How long
Dang.
have you been using?
About 20 years.
What other drugs were
Everything.
everything?
Ecstasy, ketamine, GHB.
I don't even know what ketamine
psychedelics,
is.
Powder cocaine, crack cocaine, meth.
Crack? My guy said he done crack. I told you he said he done everything.
Heroin, and up until recently, fentanyl.
So I was wondering if
Wow.
you could just kind of walk me through the first time that you
Right.
took drugs.
That's what I
The
was saying.
first
Something
time
like
I
that.
actually got high off something was inhalants. Like I was huffing WD-40 out of a paper bag. I want to say I
WD-40.
was 12. I saw Leonardo DiCaprio do it in the movie Basketball Diaries, and I was like, that looks cool. I'm going to try that when I get home from school.
Oh my god.
What are some things that are currently
See, I've
in
never-
place in our society that are enabling your addiction or hindering your recovery?
Criminalizing us. Just taking advantage of like a mentally ill person. And then you have that title over you forever, you know? I've
Yeah.
tried to apply for jobs recently, and they run my background and they won't hire me because of some that I did like 7-8 years ago. So that's like kind
Dang.
of enabling, because it's like, all right, like I'm
Here's the cold-hearted truth, guys. Your actions matter. Your actions matter. Your decisions and actions in life, your choices matter. And we like to live in this society now where we coddle people and we tell them they can do whatever they want and that there's no consequences. There's a particular group I want to get at here, but I'm not going to in this type of video because it's not the focus. They're not the focus. But we tell people, like, your past doesn't matter and it was in the past, and you have the choice of, like, to do whatever and still be very successful at the end, where that's not the case. It's not the case. Like, actions have consequences. There's a cause and there's an effect. You know what I'm saying? And people have to realize that a lot of times, especially in our youth, we take advantage of those things because we think, oh, it won't catch up with me, or oh, it won't matter in the future, or it's just one little, like, all that stuff eventually catches up with you. I may sound like an old person or sound like a parent or your mom or your grandparent when I say that, but it's absolutely true. That's why I tell people, don't waste, like, these years, or, have fun and be, you know what I'm saying, have fun and all that kind of stuff, but, like, be very cautious and have a plan, develop a plan, develop an idea. Like, do something worthwhile that's beneficial for you, not destructive or stagnant, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm just gonna use.
I am a police sergeant with the local law enforcement agency.
Oh, snap.
What were your thoughts when you were arrested?
My thoughts were, I shouldn't be getting arrested for this. That happening repeatedly. Now I'm just like in and out of county jail, in and out, and all I wanted to do was just get high because I don't like how I feel. I don't like myself.
Right.
Wow.
So is that one of the reasons why you did do heroin? You didn't like yourself?
Yeah, I've been doing
Wow.
it so long. I couldn't think of another solution.
So because of those experiences, did you have a negative view of people like me?
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Yeah,
At least he's
like
honest.
you guys were the enemy. But I've met a few really cool police officers though that like have talked to me, not at me or down on me, like talk to me face to face like a human being, Yeah, I grew to like not like cops very much.
Okay, that's fine. And I understand that because your experiences weren't always great, but just to let you know, we're not all like that. So what could we do better for drug addicts?
I can't say like don't arrest them if they get caught with something, like, you know, obviously like you have to or whatever, but, you know, maybe give them a little pep talk like on the drive to downtown.
Right.
You know, like, you know, it's like,
I mean, that's viable. I mean, because, like, yeah, what can they do besides, like, you know, their job is, like, you're using an illegal substance, you know, gotta arrest them. But, like, yeah, like, let them know, like, especially young ones, I would say, like, a pep talk would be decent. Like, sometimes you won't get through to them. You won't get through to them all. But even if there's, like, a 0.001% you get through to, I suggest it's, like, you know, it's something you should do. Because, like, especially if it's a younger person or someone who's, you know, 20, anywhere from like 25 and down, you know what I'm saying? I mean, not to say like everyone can't use the information you're giving them, but especially those individuals there, because a lot of times they're sometimes the most lost, and they're also like have so much in front of them or ahead of them, you know, especially in these modern times. It's like they can do and be so much, but it's like they're wasting it almost. You need to sometimes reassure them like life sucks and it's bad and it's a lot of things you've yet to learn, but it's like this is not a path in which you need to go by, you know what I'm saying? Like it could potentially be of use.
personal, but like you should get some help, man.
I'm the marketing director for an addiction treatment and trauma center. You
Wow.
said you're a chronic relapser, so it sounds like you've tried to get clean sometimes. Can you tell me about those experiences?
Yeah, you know, I would go to like AA meetings, but just the meetings. So I was like dry. Eventually you get to a point where your body and your brain is just like screaming at you to use, you know. It comes down to your higher power, you know. It comes down to, you know, we use drugs to fill this God-sized hole that only God or spirituality or that a higher power can fill. So I like pray and meditate and stuff. I'm not religious by any means, but that's when I'm having a rough day or month, that's usually what keeps me going smooth, you know?
What, like, when you
Wow.
think about treatment or you think about the process of getting clean, what feelings come up for you?
Just utter hopelessness and like you know, when people look at like recovery or like the destination, right, like the mountain is so fucking big, it just seems like impossible to ever get there.
What do you think is the best
Wow.
and worst advice that you've heard
Vulnerable,
regarding
man.
addiction?
The worst advice I've heard has got to be relapse is part of the process. Cause
I've heard that
it
one
doesn't
before.
have to be. And I know people
Not for me,
that
but,
were
like,
clean
other
that
people.
used that excuse. Relapse, it's part of the process, and never came back. You know, they're dead. I've used that excuse before.
Hi, I'm Jessica,
Wow.
and
This is
I'm
crazy.
an alcoholic. I'm 3 years sober.
That is amazing.
That's really
Was
good.
there anything that in particular that happened that
Shout
made
out to
you?
Jessica.
Are you like using to like
I was born with the gene.
you're born with a gene?
Yeah.
Okay. And from
I'm
Hereditary.
mental diagnosed, so like, you know,
Hereditary.
I can have the addiction part under control, but I have mental health issues too. So if I don't have that in check, like I'm
Right.
gonna get loaded.
I was also dual diagnosed with anxiety, depression, and alcoholism. So do you have a therapist
Wow.
now?
It's crazy.
Okay, cool.
People
Yeah,
actually
like,
like
I need
it's
all
crazy
that
to
outside
think
help,
like
too.
sorry. It's like I said, your past actions matter. It's crazy to think that like people can be diagnosed with this based on like their genes and hereditary in the sense of like it could have been their mom or their dad who was like an alcoholic or had a mental illness or you know, or highly are addicted to some type of drugs for like such a long time that when they have kids or when they have their kids, like it's highly suggested in their DNA and in their blood, I guess, or genes or whatever, that like there's a need or somewhat like a wanting for this thing because someone else in your past or someone who makes up part of you at one point in time wanted that. I don't know all the exact science like terminology to describe it and go about explaining it, but that's just crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. So I understand, like, I'm kind of on the outside looking in because like I don't deal with that, you know. But it's crazy, you know. It's just interesting, man. Humans. So
at one
complex.
point I was like against like Suboxone
Yeah.
and methadone, like saying that's not sober, but whatever keeps you from
Okay.
dying,
Yeah.
you know, recovery is not so black and white like
Right.
a lot of old timers in AA make it up to be. When I learned that, it gave me a lot less anxiety thinking about like my own situation and like my own path.
So my mom is an addict, and also like alcoholism has, you know, ran through my family. Since I've grown up, they've been like, oh, you have the alcoholic gene, you know, you have the addictive gene, so, you know, you need to be extra careful, especially when you go in college. And with my mom, I've had to go between that back and forth of just like, you know, that just hope. It's like, you know, oh, you're doing really good, and, you know, I'm so proud of you and I love you. And then it's just like she relapses, and it's like, you know, it just starts all over again. And it's like every time it just makes me resent her more, because it's like, oh,
Dang.
like, you know, as a kid, it's like my love wasn't enough.
Dang.
And it's just, it broke me down so much, because it was like I was just getting so hopeful, and then it would just be that cycle of just being scared, like, oh, where is she? Is she alive? You know, am I gonna see her again? I wish I said I loved her.
You know, I have a son, and like, oh man, it would kill me if he like hated me, you know, because of that. I told him like, hey, you know all those times that like grandma told you that I was on tour, and he's like, yeah.
It's a lie.
I told him I was in jail.
Wow.
You know, I was in jail, and you know I'm an addict, and I'm a sick person, but right now I'm not so sick. I'm getting better. But with my son, like, I don't leave anything out. Because I don't want him to go seek, like, elder advice from, like, another kid in the neighborhood. I want him to come to me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I can keep it real with him, and, like, the trust is there, you know?
What is your biggest fear in life?
That is a really hard question.
Ah, man, whenever I'm asked this question, it's so
My biggest fear in life is like ending up alone.
yeah.
being,
It's,
like, old.
there we go. That's like so paramount. Because I ask this question quite a bit, you know, to not random people, but people I talk to here and there, and like that's like the pretty universal answer. Like everyone, for the most part, they have a feeling. There's like a deep down like feeling of loneliness that a lot of people have, especially now. And I think part of it has to do with the way society's going, technology, and a few other things, and our lack of actual communication with each other. But like everyone has this just deep down feeling of loneliness. You know what I'm saying? Even I have it. I have it very like I have it. You know what I'm saying? I'm victim to it as well. You know what I'm saying? Like I have it sometimes as well. It's like one of my things that's like, you know, like a feeling of like I'm going to die alone, and I'm just by myself. It's just me. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy that he said that, because I was about to say it's probably going to be loneliness. I was literally about to say it. It's crazy, man. It's why do you think? I don't know. I was about to say I have theories as to why it is we all have that inner feeling of loneliness, but you know, it's just life goes on, man. You just, you know, you do your best.
Old and like living in regret.
Yeah, I hate that.
Is that also how you've found comfort in drugs?
Yeah, I didn't care about any of that. You know.
It was just like it was something that was always kind of there for you.
Yeah.
You know, when no one else was.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It was so nice meeting you, and like I'm so proud of you for
Thank you.
everything that you've accomplished, and you know, just like you said.
Aww.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, John.
What's up, man? So, how you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much. Yeah, can I hug you? Okay. Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you too. Congrats on your 3 years.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to
I
her.
hope that one day you will also say you have 3 years too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shout out to her. Yeah, man, this is got a little vulnerable here. A lot of these people are talking about their different stories and struggles with either them having themselves an addiction or having family members that deal with addiction. You know, I think that we're all, some have found it early, some haven't, but I think we all can or cannot be. I don't want to. I don't know if I'm not trying to sound weird when I make this or say what I'm about to say or make it like a comparison, because it's not the same as being like addicted to like drugs or alcohol. But there are other types of addictions, and I think a lot of us at some point have or will develop a sort of addiction, whether it be to drugs, alcohol. Some people get addicted to their work. Addicted to a few other vices, you know what I'm saying? I think we all to some degree have or will adapt at some point in addiction, even myself. So it's like, I think that's like, it's like I guess our demons in a way. It's like, you know, everyone has their demons or battles or where they have to face in life, and for certain people it's alcohol, for certain people it's drugs, for certain people it's this or that, you know what I'm saying? We all have that thing that we as a person, as an individual, have to learn to kind of overcome and battle with every day, you know? And it's not always an uphill battle. Sometimes it slopes down. Sometimes it falls kind of stagnant and it's in the same place for a little while, and then it spikes up one time, you know. And I force myself to believe that things are gonna get better. I force myself to do that due to my, you know, my faith and a few other ways in which I view life. I don't mean to get like super personal with this video. That was not the intent. I didn't think I was gonna get. I was just about to delve into some stuff. I'm trying to relax a little bit. But anyways, this was an interesting video, Jubilee. This is actually a really good video. Like, shout out to Jubilee, man. I'd love to be in a Jubilee video one day when I have ascended in presence on this platform. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, if you haven't already, let me know down below in the comments what your thoughts were. Any of you have or struggle with an addiction or have stories of being sober, or I know of family members excuse me, I was about to burp, with an addiction or anything like that, feel free to share it down below, because I'm curious, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to not only relate, but I want to know more about a lot of you guys, you know what I'm saying? I like hearing other people's stories and stuff, because it's always fascinating and it's new to me to be brought forth with an idea or an experience of which I've never experienced, you know? So with that being said, let me know down below in the comments what your thoughts were. Shout out to Jubilee. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at LeroySet. So, saying to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. With that being said, peace.